It's a draw.
It's a draw.
Shit.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Here we go.
They know how to play the game. Side by side they stick together to uphold the Magpie's name. See the barricades are shouting as all
Great report stuff too.
Oh, the premiership's a cake.
Johnny G. Oh, wait, we're gonna play the other song too. You know what I mean? Baby power.
It's got. Coffee, have you been frozen again?
Am I gone?
Oh, jeez. Are we even live, man?
We're live, man. It's the Port Adelaide song's playing. Collingwood song followed it. There we go, guys. We'll give it a turn off right now. Guys, welcome to the HFD Afl podcast. I am Chris C, joined by the
King of the North.
the King of the North, Con. How you going,
G'day,
Con?
fellas.
And
G'day to the chat. G'day, everybody. And how are you, fellas?
yeah, well,
A
Johnny G,
a glorious time for one and a horrible time for another.
well, to my friend Johnny G, my favourite Crow supporter. How you going, man?
Disgrace. I'm gutted, man, and you're making me wear this piece of shit. I never agreed to this, man.
You agreed to do lipstick, but you didn't do the lipstick, so now, you know.
I never agreed to wear lipstick, man.
Would you rather
It's a bit of a shock to the system.
It's a shock, man. Has the Port Adelaide scarf ever come into your house?
I don't even have lipstick at my house, man. You had to drop off a
little on a port scarf. You haven't got one of those in your house either.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah.
man. Look,
My good mate Chris over there had
you look great with that on.
to drop
actually.
it off
I mean,
just to make sure I got something.
you know, you should. I don't know, man. You look good with the port colours. Maybe, you know, it's time to.
No, it's disgrace. I feel sick.
Well, now you
Makes
know
me
how I
sick
felt when I was wearing your colours, man. That's how I felt. So now you know exactly.
I want this to be the quickest podcast we've ever had.
No. Anyway, I want to say happy
Wrap it
birthday
up.
to the
Most
chat.
used biggest podcast.
Donut means trying to tell us that they're going to beat Geelong by 60 points. He's dreaming. Chris Beach says hello. GT23 says chokers. What a weekend in football. What a weekend in football. It was an awesome watch along yesterday, apart from Johnny G, who was upset, but it was still a good watch along. We got a lot of views. And guys, what a weekend. I mean, it was a good weekend for me. It was great for me. I got 7 in the tips.
Yeah.
I felt, you know, just everything gelled, you know. So, but you know, even for the King got a big win over in the West. You got to be happy with that, King. I think he's gone.
Yeah, massive win. Yeah, it was an embarrassment on the other side. But we'll talk about that. But massive blowouts, really games. So, yeah.
You got to tell Carlton to pay for your internet, man.
He's talking and his mouth's not moving.
How does he do that?
It's a magic thing.
But anyway, like, it was a huge round of football. Before we go, look, I had a phone call. Well, no, I had people reach out to me from, I think it was Greece, and they were talking about the Crows, and this is how they summed up. They sent me the video today, so I'll play that video right now, okay? So here we go, guys.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
There you go. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. So that was that video.
Take it easy. Listen to this bloke. Hey, everyone who's watching right now, we lost by 1 point to Collingwood. Port lost by 71 points.
Here we go.
71 points.
Here we go,
we lost by
man.
one.
Here we go.
They lost by 71 points. There's no dudes. It's the same team. You played them 3 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago.
It wasn't the same team. You played a depleted Collingwood, and we played
depleted.
Yeah,
We're depleted.
They had no Pendlebury, no Cameron.
What? 2 players depleted?
Yeah, of course, man. The ruck, you guys smashed them in the ruck. Look at the hit outs.
We had no McAdam. We had no McAdam.
And you didn't play McAdam? But who's he there? I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
He wouldn't have got 10 behinds.
Mate, you didn't play them at the MCG when they were red hot, all right?
Here we go.
All right. Dude,
they've lost one.
Dude, you guys were saying how good you guys were. You're gonna smash Collingwood. You're gonna be top of the ladder. Where are you now, man? Where are you now?
We're 8th. We're 8th.
We're 8th. Oh, damn.
8th.
Ninth.
Wow.
Look, guys, look.
I'm trying to cover the scarf by having my arms like this.
Guys, I just want to. I want to just show this damning stat that I saw today, and I got to share it with everyone because it's one of those stats that you just can't. But have a look at this damning stat, guys. So Collingwood's time in the front versus Adelaide, 21 seconds. 21 seconds was the only time they were in front, and that's all that matters. Dominic Toretto said it in Fast and Furious. You either win by what do you say? Either win by an inch or a mile.
What does he say? What does he say, Johnny Jake?
So there you go, my friend. Yes, Aussie Dan. I hope he's a Port supporter because I'm the only one here. So come support me, man.
Listen to this bloke, man. Oh my God.
Can't help it.
I'm a fan, man.
Holding this in.
Have you stopped the bullshit now? Look,
All right,
Crows only lost. You know who Crows lost to? Crows lost to the Crows. That's all it was. Collingwood were lucky that the game wasn't over at quarter time. So we got no one to blame but ourselves. We should have won that game. We should have beat GWS. We should be undefeated for the season, mate. Don't worry about this game. We're unlucky game. You guys got smashed by 71 points. We lost by a point. That's the fact.
You can't compare that. You can't compare that.
You can. It's Collingwood. It's Collingwood.
No. You can't compare that. Anyway, can't compare that, man, because the MCG, plus they had all their players. You guys played them depleted at home. You should have won. Should have beat much.
Yeah, you know what depleted means? It means about 10 players gone. You're talking about 2. 2.
Nah, wasn't there another player gone as well?
Who?
McStay?
Oh, McStay's yes. He got omitted, bro. He got omitted, bro.
I follow 2 teams, Adelaide and anyone playing the Crows. I like this guy. Aussie Dan, make sure you subscribe, bro. I need more followers in here to help me out. Make sure you subscribe, my friend.
We got Dan and Aussie Dan.
Anyway, let's get into the game. Like we'll get into the game really nitty gritty. So the first, we'll talk about the Crows game.
What's happening to Chris Goff? What's happening to Chris Goff?
Chris Goff's wild.
His head's shaking.
What's happening?
Anyway, so we'll start off with last night's game because we're talking about it. But it was the Collingwood Magpies defeating the Crows, to my delight, by 1 point, 59-58. Johnny G, I mean, I know what you said about, the inaccurate kicking. Look, I looked at some of the highlights and I looked at the stats, and you guys played pretty well in that first half. The second quarter, no, but the third and the first, especially the first, you guys did really well. But yeah, not scoring goals is unexcusable. We lost a game like that against Hawthorn in the prelim way about 7 years ago, back in 2014. We scored 3 goals, 9 in the first quarter. So, yeah, if you don't take the opportunities in front of goal, you're going to get burnt. And, I saw Rankin, going in for a goal, and he normally hits them, and he sprayed it. That just doesn't happen. So,
yeah, I mean, all seriousness, Crow should have put it to bed, and our inaccuracy bite us in the ass. You know what I mean? Like the amount of behinds, we could have put the game to bed. They were just too inaccurate. They were too quick for their own good in that first quarter. Really, they were that quick. They were just not taking their time. They had a bit more time to take the set shot or have a better crack at goal. We were sloppy in the second half at times, and I feel like the last quarter we didn't play our natural game. We sort of tried to hold the lead instead of adding to the lead, which was a big mistake against Collingwood. Yeah. And we gave momentum to the Magpies, and they took full advantage of it. I think the umpires were pretty bad, but I don't think it wasn't towards them. I think they were more in favour of us in the end, and there's no excuses for it. We should have had it wrapped up, and I hope the Crows learn from this game. And I know it's a tough run ahead of us, but I'm still confident in getting to the finals. So it's just a learning curve for our young Crow boys, and we move on. That's it, yeah.
Well, there was you're talking about the free kicks. There was 2 free kicks at the end that should have been free kicks. So there was one on the goal line. Johnson got held. That's a free kick every day. And then there's another one as well. And they've been they've been actually AFL. The umpires have gone back to the AFL, the Collingwood, and told them that they got it wrong. When Fogarty took out, who did he take out?
Yeah, he took out the defender. It was definitely a mark for Collingwood there.
Yeah, well, it was a free kick because he's hit him in the head. So
yeah, it was actually nothing in the end. So it was pretty bad. It's bad umpiring all weekend, to be fair.
Yeah, it was. Umpiring diabolical, man. They're going to do something about it because it's very Victoria by it. Like, all right, maybe not in that game. Like it was in some instances, it wasn't in that game. Can you tell the chat why I'm wearing this? Yes. Because last week he said like if Collingwood win,
I never made the bet. You told me.
No. You said to me if Collingwood will lose, then I'm going to sing the Crows song. Yes, you did. That's what you said to me.
Oh, about singing the song?
Yeah, remember you said that?
Yeah, but I never said anything about wearing a scarf or the lipstick.
But then I said you got to do lipstick, and he said no, so we opted to go for that instead.
Yeah, we do a lot of banter on the Aussie Dan. I'm sorry, man, and I am a big Crows fan. I hate Port Adelaide. This is making me feel sick. I can't wait for this podcast to be over, and I'm going to chuck it out.
Take him to the hospital after this.
Don't chuck it out. Don't chuck it out.
I can't chuck it out because my friend Chris there, it's his scarf. I'm just going to go put it on the clothesline for 6 days until he comes and gets it, or I see him. It's not going to stay in the house.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, look. King of the North, what did you actually think of the game? Like, we watched it together. Mark Johns is in there.
It was a good watch along, and I was going for the Crows, and they just started magnificently, and they could have put Collingwood away in that first quarter, but yeah, just their own mistakes. The goal kicking just killed them. So, and as Collingwood does every single week, to every single team, they just come at the end. And I just don't know how they do it, but one of the players made a comment on the interview as he was coming off the field, and he goes, "We never give up." So, yeah, they just fight. They just fight to the end, and that last quarter, if you haven't put Collingwood to the sword, they're going to come after any team.
Yeah,
100%. They've done it 2 weeks in a row, haven't they?
Oh, multiple times. They did it to Richmond. They did it to like all of these teams, and they've just come back and won. So they've probably done it 4 or 5 times this year. So yeah, dangerous.
I was talking to you about this earlier, John, but they put Schomburg on, and they took off. Who'd they take off? He was playing really well. Saligo. Why would they do that? Like. Unless he was injured, but I don't think he was.
Well, it's sort of a like for like, but Saligo's way better than Schoenberg, and I suppose Nick's just wanted to put the fresh legs on, you know what I mean, and maybe it'd make a difference. But, Schoenberg's ball skills is not as good as Saligo's. And
he turned it over every time he touched it.
Yeah, but look, I'm not blaming Schoenberg for the loss.
You can't blame that, no. But could Saligo have scored that extra goal to keep you in the game? You know, that's the question you got to ask yourself.
I don't know.
But,
Big performance from Dawson, though, and Laird. You know, proud of the boys. And
yeah,
look, it's just a bump in the road for the Crows in my eyes. And
O'Brien.
So
Everybody's loving O'Brien.
yeah, he was
O'Brien was good.
O'Brien.
I did actually feel sorry for you. Like, I don't know if you watched the live back, I did actually feel sorry for you at the end there. So, at one point, losses do hurt, man. They do.
That was bad.
That was fake pity, and
It was fake.
don't accept it.
You don't accept it. Well, look, I smashed you right then. I did. So you took it like a champ, and yeah.
Look, I'm wearing this yes for you, so there you go.
It, man. You're a nice guy. I had to wear it for you guys. So. But look, we've got a few in the chat. There's a bit of banter going on. Aussie Dan, my new Port Adelaide supporter, is in there. It's about time we've got some Port supporters in the chat. Why? Yeah, so they're asking you about why is Johnny in the Port Adelaide colours. We explained that. Tex was held every single time he was in the ruck and never got a free kick. Don't at me reckons. I don't know about that. Perhaps. I think I've got to look at it closely. GT23, Aussie Dan was a Port... It was a Port scarf or a lipstick. There you go. GT23 is confirming that. There you go, guys. Mark Johns.
I didn't know about the scarf, Johnny G. I had no idea about the scarf. I only knew about the lipstick. So there we go.
Mark Johns is saying Adelaide 2023. He just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. So
100%, bro. This is just a bump in the road.
You guys are fucking. You guys are delusional, man.
If we
lost to Hawthorn last week, right?
If we could play 4 quarters like our first quarter, who's going to match us, really?
Anyone? What are you talking about?
No one, bro. No one.
Tex holds the record for never getting a free kicks, does he? Didn't know that. That's fine, mate. I figured most Crow supporters already wear lipstick. That's what the Aussie Dan reckons. So what a nice guy.
There we go.
Jeez, we got a winning. We got a winning.
This is great. I feel like I'm loved. I cop it. Seriously, Aussie Dan, I cop it every week, and it's nice to have you on here, man. So.
Quickly round up. Crows still making the finals or what? From you two?
Yep. They've got to beat Geelong though this week. They have to.
Damn, that's hard. we'll beat them, but shit.
You got to be positive. You got to be positive, Johnny G. Come on. I'm trying to help you out here, bro. You know.
I reckon the Crows, they're gonna start to fall down the ladder now, guys. So I reckon ninth for the Crows. Ninth for the Crows, guys.
Ninth for the Crows. Wow.
Top 4.
Top 4.
Come on. Crows are walking for the finals. I don't know about that. We'll see. It's a long season. If they don't win away from home, start winning. Like this week is potentially another loss. Who they're playing after that, I don't know. They've got a hard 5 weeks. I said the next 5 weeks were going to be tough. They've already lost the first one, so. Hess prediction from Don't At Me. You reckon I got a Hess prediction? Look, my predictions. have you followed me in the tipping? I've got 8 and 7 in the last 2 weeks. So we will eat the cats. I don't know about that, Mark Johns. Don't know about that. Anyway,
100%.
Collingwood definitely making finals. Crows not for me. But I've got to say that I can't say they're going to the finals after what I just did, man. Crows won't get in where with Rankin. They need JHF. They do need JHF. They really do.
Oh, God. Who said that?
Mark is the wisest. JHF. All right, let's go to the next game. Next game is the great Port Adelaide. The great Port Adelaide. St Kilda versus Port Adelaide. Who? No one tipped us. Only I tipped us. We won by 7 points. What a game. We were all over them.
I'm spitting on your scarf.
Don't do that. That's not nice. Anyway, so Port took out the number 1 team in the AFL, the Saints.
We're number 1 team, bro.
Have you seen their stats?
Oh, God, here we go. Champion data, this bloke now.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you,
Oh,
they are. We're the
please.
first team to kick 80-something points against them. So we're the first team to kick that high score. They've got very good defence. So kudos to Port Adelaide. You gave them no chance to beat. None of you last week gave them a chance.
Port are boring.
Why
That's true.
Why are we boring? How are we boring?
No, they're just boring.
Yeah, but you're boring. Like, you know? St Kilda are terrible to watch. Yeah, but we made it good, mate. That was an absolute snore fest. Yeah, get stuffed, man. It was a bloody great game. JHF, mate. Let's have a look at the stats. Jason Moore Francis.
Jason
You guys are on
Yes,
drugs, mate.
It's Jason Yes Francis.
When are you going to actually give us a credit where credit is due, man?
I reckon it was a fluky win.
How is it a fluky win? We were all over him. How? Explain to me how it's fluke.
I can't
even explain it because you can't even. You're wrong, man. So
I can't give Port credit, man. I can't.
Why? See, that's why I'm never being nice to you again, man. Next time there's a 1 point loss, you're like, oh, mate, that's it, I'm done.
I only like Finlayson because he's a nice guy. That's all I can say.
He's a nice guy. So, all right. So, Jason Horn-Francis, man, this guy had 14 kicks, 11 handballs, 18 contested possessions, 8 uncontested turnovers. He only had 4 intercept possessions. Dude, the guy had a beast of a game. The guy really turned it on. 25 disposals, 14 kicks. What can I say, guys? JHF is the man. Berkey was at his best again. He had 30 touches. Berkey had 30 touches, 15 kicks, 15 handballs. How many inside 50s did he have? He had 13 contested possessions. Did he kick a goal? I think he kicked a goal as well. So really good game from Travis Boak. He's been down lately. Butters was good at 27 possessions. And also Ollie Wines was 26. And I thought our defense played really well. Without Tom Jonas, they did really well. Dylan Williams did really well. I think.
Didn't you say
they play better without Tom Jonas?
Yeah, we do. We actually really do, and I hope he doesn't come back.
Leave the captain out. Give the captaincy to someone else.
Dylan Williams was awesome. Finlayson got 2 goals, and you know what? Charlie Dixon, you always give him shit. He got 2 goals, but he played really well. Couldn't bloody run because he's done his knee, but he did what he had to do.
We wanted 4. We wanted 4 or 6 though from Charlie.
Mate, the guy can't even run, mate. So take it easy. But he did what he did, man. He did what he had to do.
He's still yes. He can't kick more than 2.
Did Tex Walker kick more than 2?
Port can't.
I can't hear. Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't. So
Has Port ever kicked 100 points this year?
well, of course, last week.
I can't remember that, man.
Because you don't listen, man. You don't listen to the best team in the AFL, man. So it's all right. One day you'll listen. But he he had 2 goals, he had 3 marks, but I'm trying to find score assists. I can't find it, but he had a few score assists as well. So it was good. His energy is really good, and that's what I love about him. So no, he played well. For the Saints, look, I reckon we're all over him all game. The umpiring was shit, and that's what kept them in the game. But Jack Sinclair had 33, still had 28, so they still racked up possessions, and their ruckman was really good. Marshall with 26 possessions, and how many he had 28 hit out. So yeah, he dominated in the ruck. But we did really well, guys. I was surprised that I was surprised as anyone that we won. I didn't think that we could go over there and. I didn't think we could, because they're so good defensively, the Saints, and, I just didn't think that we could do it, but I was wrong, and I did tip us, because I just had this, I did have, a little bit of a feeling, and I'm like, I'm down the bottom of the ladder, got nothing to lose, and this is the only team that I'm going to tip, so I went for Port, and it came out for me, so... Yeah, I'm really happy. I to be 5-2, which the Crows aren't, is great. Being ahead of the Crows, we're 5th. Guys, happy days. Happy happy days. You know what I mean? And yeah, look, we got a big test this week, but every week's a big test. I said that every game is a tough game, and you know, I'm excited. It was a good game. I was pumped. I was so pumped for that game. So,
Yep.
Johnny G,
That was a good one.
You got anything to say about that?
I think St Kilda had an off day.
Oh, there you go.
They didn't come to play, as KP would say, and Port did, and Port took advantage. And it just you know, the planets aligned for Port that day. Any other day, 6 days a week, Saints would have won, but they got the lucky day where the Saints were off and Port got the chocolate.
I beg to differ, but it's fine. You can have that. You can have that opinion. But anyway, King of the North. What did you make of the match? I mean, did you give it a watch or what?
I did give it a watch. Yeah, I was watching on Friday night, and yeah, very impressive. Charlie did, even though we're giving Charlie a hard time, but he did assist in a lot of play down that end and really helped a lot. So no, they were strong the whole time. Their pressure was good the whole game, and that's the difference. Like, they don't, if that pressure is there, and that's what hasn't been there, and that's why they've been losing. But that pressure is on for the whole 4 quarters. Then yeah, they did well, and St Kilda were in it for the whole game. Like, they could have won at the end, but they weren't good enough. So yeah, no, good on Port. I didn't tip them, but well done.
Well, it's 4 in a row now, 4 wins in a row. So it's like you know, Mark Johns sits there and says Chris is still hurting from the prison rape, right? Dude, you guys lit a fire. You guys lit a fire in our belly, and we're so grateful to you guys. So thank you, because when we play you next time, it will be a raping. What's the next comment? Anyway.
That's the first Judges rocks.
But look, it was a good win, and I was up and about. If you saw me, if that was a watch along, forget about it. It would have been.
You were up and about. Yep.
I was up and about, but guys, is Port making the finals from here? Johnny G was saying no. I know that.
Ooh.
9th for me, 9th.
9th. Jeez, that's all right. I had you at 9th, so I can't complain. How about you, Mr. King of the North?
I'd say yes at the moment. Let's put them about 5 or 6. So yeah, let's see. They're showing good signs anyway.
I say yes, but I'm still worried about the back line. I think we're just too short, and when we go up against those tall forward lines like the Geelongs and that, might struggle. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. But yeah, it's good. Look, it's from where I thought we were going to be in the start of the year to where we are now. Can't be happier, to tell you the truth. So,
yep.
Con doesn't sound convinced. Damn, you're on fire tonight, damn. Yeah, no, it was a good win, and I think St Kilda. I mean, do you think they're going to still make finals from here, guys? Do you think they're the real deal, or do you think they're just pretenders?
Well, they showed we saw a few weaknesses from St Kilda, so maybe the teams can watch back the replay and have a look and see how they got beaten, because they were looking unbeatable up until Friday night. So yeah, maybe they've found a little chink in the armour.
Well, Collingwood's the only team that's beaten them and Port, so
yep.
Saints are pretenders. That's what Dynamic reckons. So what do you reckon, Johnny, about Saints? Do you think they're a top 8 side?
I think they took a lot of teams by surprise. They got a few wins at the start of the year against pretty bad opposition. So they could be very, very well be pretenders, and they could struggle to stay in the 8 with the likes of Geelong surging up there, Bulldogs, even the Crows. So I'm going to say no for Saints. I've changed my mind with the Saints.
Wow.
Oh, okay. I think.
Where are you putting? Are they in your top 8 still, or?
No, I'm going to put them around 10th, 11th.
Wow.
I think with their forward line. I think once they get like, what's his name again? What's his name? He's out injured. He's got a brother at Gold Coast. What are their names? The King brothers. Max King. Yeah, Max King. So once Max King comes back, they get a few players back. I think they're still good enough to make the 8. So, hey?
Oh, Saints just. Sorry, what? Coffee's coming out again.
Coffee's frozen.
Anyway, moving on to the next.
What I was saying, if with Max King back and all those players coming, a few players coming back to that side, I think they're primed to. Yeah, I think they can still make finals for sure. Maybe not top 4, but definitely finals. I think so. Anyway, the next game was the Saturday game, Brisbane versus Freo. This one pretty much speaks for itself. Brisbane got the win 115-67. Freo looked like, yes, they did have a rally, I think, midway through this game and came back a little bit, but then Brisbane just kicked away at the end. Ashcroft kicked goal of the year, apparently, and I saw it. It was a pretty good goal. It's
like a mid. He got it in midair and kicked it at the same time in midair on the boundary. So it's going to be a hard goal to beat.
It will be hard. Oh my God, King of the North is gone. Oh, he's back.
He's back.
All right. So look, it was a good game for Brisbane. They just did what they had to do. It wasn't anything spectacular or anything, but they just had to win, and they won comfortably. So Freo looked like a bottom 4 side. Just don't know where they're going.
Do.
It's hard to believe they were in the finals last year, and this year they're just
Season's over. Season's over already for Freo.
Yeah, it's sad. Like got a lot of Freo supporters of the mates over in Perth, and they'll be really pissed off about it. So, they had a lot of promise last year, and then don't know. Just I don't know. They got some good midfielders. Tabiner up forward shit. I like Frederick.
Brayshaw's dropped off. Brayshaw's dropped off a lot, but Sarong has really stepped up his game this year, but it's just not enough. I think Brody has taken a step back as well. Yeah. So Sarong's not getting much in the middle there. Darcy in the ruck still does pretty good, but other than that, Freo, like Walters, even at his age, they're relying too much on him.
They are.
But, Brisbane are just they won in first gear against this match, so they didn't have to go full ball, and they won the game easily.
Yeah, they look good. King, what do you reckon?
Hessmantle. So
yes, 100%.
Hessmantle.
They're just really bad. Brisbane did it in a canter, and 17-13. Like, they're behinds as well. Like, they could have been 25. So it could have been.
Kicked 7.
Yeah. Yep. So Brisbane are top 4, I reckon. So they'll march on. And at home as well. They're just unbeaten at home. So very dangerous up there.
Yeah. Yeah, I reckon Brisbane are just marching along nicely. I think you said it last week, John, that they're not, like, there's something not right about them. Like, they're good, but, like, can they win away from home against the big teams? I don't know.
Yeah, they're picking up these wins against some shitter opposition, aren't they? So,
they are. So, it's not hard. They're not getting wins, by real hard opponents. So it's going to be interesting when they do travel interstate and they play like a Collingwood or a Geelong or something like that, and and see how they go. So, and then they'll probably still make finals for me, Brisbane. But Freo definitely bottom 4 at the moment for me.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, the next game was a nail biter, and the King of the North did pick this one, which is the only one he
I
picked.
did.
And
I did pick GWS.
It was the Sydney versus GWS. GWS by 1 point. Now, I know that hurts, Johnny. I know that hurts. I'm sorry I have to say the 1 point thing. I didn't mean to say it again. I know that hurts. But it was a cracker game. It was a cracker game. And Toby Green sealed it at the end. I saw some of the stats. I watched some of this game a little bit. But Sydney should have won the game, like going by the stats. Do you know what I mean?
Like the Crows.
Well,
Yeah.
in some aspects, yes. So,
You gotta worry for Sydney at this point, don't you? You know, how many losses in a row is that for Sydney? I think they haven't won one for quite a while.
no,
At
that's
least
two.
4 in a row.
No, that's 2 losses. They won over here at Gather Round. They beat Richmond, but Richmond, I mean, look at where they are now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So
But they lost to Port before that in Sydney, right?
yeah, so they lost.
Is that right?
They lost to Port in Sydney. Then they played Gather Round against Richmond, which they won. And then they've had the loss last week against Geelong, where they got thumped. And then they lost again.
Yep.
And then they lost against who they GWS. Yeah.
GWS, yeah. And I just didn't think the reason I tipped GWS is because I just didn't think they could come back from that flogging. But they have come back. 16 goals, 10. So they've kicked a lot of goals. And but GWS just wanted a bit more. So yeah, Toby Green's a machine, isn't he?
Yeah, I wish I saw this game. I missed it. Sound like a nail biter, 1 pointer, and I think I was looking at the scores and Sydney was in front. No, was Sydney in front majority of the time, or GWS?
GWS took a lead in the beginning, and then Sydney came back and they held like a 20-point lead at one point, and then in the last 5 minutes, GWS just scored like 3 or 4 goals, and took the game. So. GWS are good, man. Like they're not bad.
They're not bad, you know. That the way they played against the Crows, I remember, you know, they're very good in transition and they're very quick as well. GWS very good with their hands. If you let them run, you know, they'll quickly score on you. So
yeah,
good on GWS. I'm glad they beat Sydney. You know, I don't really like Sydney myself, so.
GWS
agree.
So GWS kicked the last 4 goals in the match. Don't at me, you reckon? So yeah, that's what I'm saying. They just went bang and that's how they won it. So big worries for Sydney though. Like, you know, to get thumped last week and then lose again in Sydney on your home deck. It's concerning, man. Maybe the grand final last year was too much for them, and they're having a bit of a hangover. I don't know. You know,
it always happens. You know, when you get smacked in a grand final, you get that hangover. It always happens.
That's what looks like is happening. So, they've got some good players. I think Buddy has to go. He doesn't look like the player he was.
He kicked a few that game, though. I think.
Did he?
Yeah, I think he kicked about 3 goals. But yeah, he's past it, man.
Yeah.
You need to move on. So
he was never going to last 10 years.
No.
Yeah,
he signed that 10-year contract.
Was he like 29 when he signed that contract or something?
Yeah,
something like that.
And he signed for 10 years. It was ridiculous.
Trip up. So where are we seeing Sydney guys? You reckon they're going to make finals?
No, I reckon they slip out, man. I'm taking them out.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think they're normally in the top 8 guaranteed, but there's a few signs that they're not all going to fit in, and I think there's better teams that are going to be in the 8 than Sydney, even if they were out on percentage as well. So, yeah.
You know, they keep losing at home is not a good sign when
that's
normally make the SCG like a fortress. So, yeah. So no good signs.
Well, Buddy, GW, don't have me reckons Buddy to Port to replace Dixon sounds good. No, I'd rather have Dixon every day.
Yeah, probably kick 4 goals then.
Buddy.
Hinkley will probably give Franklin another 10 years.
Oh, yeah, right. Forget about it. Anyway, GWS, are we looking at finals for GWS?
Nah, not for me.
No.
No, they just miss out.
Just miss out.
Yep.
I think so too. But you know what? They could be a sneaky. You never know. Do you know what I mean? Just don't know. They can win. So, and Toby Green is a good player. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. But anyway, next game. This was the Saturday afternoon game. It was against the Dogs and Hawthorn. Dogs did what they had to do. Hawthorn did have a few good patches in that game, but the Dogs were just too strong at the end for a young Hawthorn team. 94-65. And you guys watch this one?
Yeah, I watched this one as well. Did you watch this one, Johnny?
I watched parts of it. Yeah, parts of it.
Yeah, and they were all right. Like Hawthorn were good at the beginning, and they were taking it up to the Bulldogs, and they were probably in it for 3/4 of the game, I would think. So, but yeah, in the end, Bulldogs have got this habit now of blowing teams away in the last quarter. So that's what they did to Hawthorn. But they're okay, Hawthorn. They're playing all right. They just run out of steam. So.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the big Bulldogs players are starting to perform, the Montempellis, and Norton is looking really good up forward for him these days.
Yep.
That is marking everything down there. So,
yep.
Yeah,
the doggies are getting better and better week by week. I thought they were unlucky against Port. I'm not trying to have a dig there at Chris, but I really think they were unlucky. And they've won ever since that game, so they're a team on the up. And Hawthorn, I think they showed a lot of, good signs in that game. They're young, like Chris said, and they've got a lot of promising players coming up. They push Crows right to the sword in Tassie. But if you're a Hawks fan and you are going through a transition right now, I don't think you're going to be transitioning for too long, like a North Melbourne or a Carlton for many years. You know what I mean? So Hawks, there's a bright future ahead for them. So yeah,
they looked all right, didn't they? In parts of that game, they looked good, and Bruce got on the end of a few as well. So it's good that he was kicking some goals. Even Wingard, I saw him. Lace up a few forwards as well. Wingard, yeah. He's not the same player that he was when he was at Port, that's for sure. But, they're a young team, as you said. And but the Bulldogs have got a good midfield, and they've got some weapons, and yeah, they're playing well. But, you said, they're coming, but who they beat, man? We beat them. Right? And then they beat Freo, who are Hess, and they beat Hawthorn. So I don't know about the Bulldogs, man. I don't know. The jury's out for me on them. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Hawthorn, they're going to be at the bottom of the ladder. But if you can be competitive like they are, that's all you want. If I was a supporter of Hawthorn, I'd be happy with that competitiveness. So to nearly beat the Crows last week and then to give Bulldogs a bit of a run, you got to be happy with that. So Bulldogs, I don't know where they are. Bulldogs, I just don't know. Yeah.
At least Hawthorn are not like the West Coast of last year. You remember West Coast for majority of last year getting battered every game, so they're not getting smashed every game. So there's positive signs there.
There is. So are the Bulldogs making the final? That's the question.
Yeah, I'm putting them in there instead of St Kilda.
Okay.
Top 8.
They just slide out for me. Just slide out. So I need to see more. I need to see some wins.
He's a slider.
Yeah.
He's a slider.
He loves a slider.
That's slide out.
What's the chat doing?
The chat is saying GWS no finals for Swans. Johnny, don't move. You've got a one-eyed trouser snake around your neck.
Don't worry, man. As soon as this podcast is finished, just go into the clothesline.
Don't do that, man, please. Anyway, the next game was Melbourne versus North Melbourne. This was an absolute thrashing, 90-point margin, 139 to 49. What can you say about this game, man? Far out.
I actually sat through this game and watched it on Saturday night, and I almost got the pencils and dug them into my eyes. To be honest, North were just horrific. Like it was, I think it was 8 goals something to 2 behinds after like in the first quarter. Melbourne just came out and just destroyed North Melbourne in the first quarter. It was all over, and they just marched on the rest of the time. It was just there was a bit of a fight back in the third quarter from North Melbourne a little bit, but mate, they were just decimated. It's just the old North Melbourne are back again, unfortunately. So Clarkson's going to be in for a long year.
I wonder if Clarkson's just regretting his decision. Take
me back to Hawthorn.
He's like,
well, who's worse? Is Hawthorn worse?
I think North.
Hawthorn.
Man,
Hawthorn are 40-point better team than North Melbourne.
If Hawks are playing North next week, I'll be tipping Hawks.
That's for sure. Yep.
Well,
yeah.
Oliver had 37 touches. Petrarca had 35. Sheasel still had 30.
I think Oliver had 10 disposals in the first 10 minutes of that match.
Something like that, yeah.
Aaron Hall was back with 30 disposals. Cunnington. So a lot of ball getters, but they could not manage to score. So, I don't think what's his name? Davis Juniak was playing as well. So he's a big loss for him.
Don't know what's happened to him.
Some guy, I think, a guy.
Sammy guy.
Someone broke his leg. So,
who broke his leg?
Oh yes, in the first quarter, there was like a horrific broken leg. And I can't remember who the player was, but they had to stop the game for like almost 15 minutes while they got him off the field. His leg just broke in half, pretty much.
Oh, damn.
It was
terrible. A North player or Melbourne
North player? Yeah. No, North.
Dude. You never want to see that.
No. So, that's pretty much him done.
That's just more problems for Clarkson, really.
Yeah. No, Melbourne looked good with, I think Gawn is back. So, Gawn was playing, wasn't he?
Yep. He was, yep.
They just look like a better team with him.
They really do. Yeah. No, they just look like a class outfit out for a training run, and they.
I mean, he only had 14 disposals, but I mean, he had 6 marks. He had 7 marks. 6 marks, three tackles. So he gets in and dirty. He gets around the ground, helps out. You
were spot on when you said Gawn's the heart and soul of that team. You know what I mean? So,
they are. He is.
When he wasn't playing, Melbourne weren't playing well. As soon as he's back, starts kicking again. So,
no, they are really good. Can't fault Melbourne. North Melbourne got a lot of work to do. I mean, they've got some guns in there, but they're just when they come up against a good opposition, that's what happens, guys. So,
I'd hate to be a North fan.
Hey?
I'd hate to be a North Melbourne fan.
Yeah, I know, man. It's been a long time since they've been good. I can't even remember when they were good. Oh, they in 2016, I think they were in the prelim. So.
Oh, yeah.
They were, but they were never good, though. They weren't like, oh, you're playing North Melbourne, watch out. You know what I mean? They were just, North Melbourne. They weren't.
Yeah.
There was nothing special about them. So. But, the King of the North has disappeared. Don't know where he's gone. Anyway, he's disappeared. Oh no, he's gone. He's made our screens stuffed. Sorry, guys. Our screens are stuffed.
I think North Melbourne is going to fight for the wooden spoon, man.
Oh, here we go. He's back.
It's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is.
There he is. What happened?
Yeah, my Discord just a bit of a spin of the noise.
What the hell does he say?
Just quick hello to Prime Time Feline. G'day, gentlemen. How you going, mate?
Very cryptic, very cryptic. But let's move along to the next game. Move along.
Hold on. Is Melbourne making finals? Yes or no?
Yes, 100%.
North Melbourne, no.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, look who's in the chat. Donnie Macri is in the chat. Welcome, Donnie.
Hey.
A good old power supporter. You missed out. We gave shit to the Crows. If you want to give him shit, go right ahead. Anyway.
Yeah, right ahead. Yep.
Jeez.
We're ruthless tonight. Ruthless.
It is ruthless, man.
We are. But anyway, so the next game was...
This is starting to give me a rash, man, so hurry up.
Hold on. Chris Beach goes, I think you lads are forgetting West Coast Eagles here. Yeah, we're gonna say it now.
Oh, yes,
Okay.
Coast.
Oh, he's saying he goes.
Yeah, next game. Yes.
No. His point is the West Coast Eagles are worse than North and Hawthorn. Do you agree with that?
No, I think West Coast have shown better signs. Yeah, West Coast is pretty bad at the moment. But
Well, anyway, talking about West Coast or West Coast.
It could be worse than North, and they could be actually worse than North and Hawthorn.
I agree with everything Goffey just said.
Roughly, man, you need to call Dodo, man, to get a new internet connection.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like a chemical.
Monday night.
Sounds like a Chemical Brothers remix.
Anyway, so the Eagles played the Blues 44 to 152. Got absolute wasted. 108 points, whatever it was. What can you say, man?
Oh my God, you're like a techno man.
Donnie reckons, nice stuff, lad. Johnny is the best of all.
No, I'm not, man. This is giving me a rash. Okay, I need some tropical creams to help me get through this podcast.
Anyway, what do you guys think of Carlton? They did what they had to do, and they did it well. Charlie Curnow, 9 goals, far out.
How much did they win by in the end?
108 points.
44.
They won by 108.
Correct.
Gee, West Coast are in trouble.
Yeah. So I've got some stats here. I can read out if you want.
2013, Johnny.
Jeez.
They just absolutely annihilated them.
You need to fix your internet, man. It's I know what's going on.
It's pretty bad. Loving the scarf.
Trying to disconnect and reconnect again.
It's
That's right. No, don't, because it stuffs up our thing, man.
Nah, good on Carlton, man. It looks like the big boys they've turned it around. Cripps, Hewitt, Chera, Walsh, Curnow. You guys got a good list of stars, and poor West Coast, mate. They copped the bashing, and hopefully West Coast don't go down the road of last year where they keep getting smacked up 100 points a game. So I don't want to see that for the West Coast. But yeah, so it's a long road ahead for West Coast, really, isn't it? So,
listen to these numbers, all right, for Carlton. So Akers had 34 disposals, Newman had 34, Cripps had 33, Hewitt had 32, Walsh had 30, Sarah had Chera had 30.
did you say Sarah?
Chera.
Sure.
Sard had 25, Doherty had 24. Just a lot of ball getters there, man. And the only top ball getter for Eagles was Kelly with 27. So that was it. They just smashed them.
It was great. It was a training run, boys. They went to the beach and then went for a train. So
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, congratulations, Goffey. And maybe that's turned a corner for Carlton.
I don't know. We need to beat a better side than West Coast.
We'll see. Well, you're playing Brisbane this week, so
Yeah, no pressure on Friday night. So yeah,
okay. So
be a good
quickly before we go into the Donny goes best 30 seconds of football all weekend. He's talking about the Crows game. It's a great 30 seconds.
I'm going to come to next Port game and just give everyone shit again.
And then get bashed. He'll get bashed then. West Coast AFL lose by 108. Waffle Reserves team lose by 111. Hess all around. There you go, G2. So yeah, it's just a Hess everywhere. So got to be happy with that.
it's a Hess in the West.
You got to love GT23. He holds his head up high, and good on you, mate.
He does. Yeah.
I mean, West Coast have won a lot in the past couple of decades anyway. So
they have.
Yeah, you guys. I feel like West Coast have never really been shit until last year. So
that's it. Chris Beach reckons he went to Cottesloe. He went to Cottesloe and then took care of the West Coast Eagles over there. So he just loves it. Chris Beach is all over it. So, guys,
Chris Beach, is he a Carlton fan?
Carlton, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations to both Chris's. There you go. So many Chris's. Too many Chris's.
It's a Chrisathon.
I'm surrounded by Chris people.
Anyway, I think that it was a good win by Carlton, and they did what they had to do, but it was just, playing against Witch's Hat. So, but good on Curnow for kicking 9 goals. It's really cool. And did they make the finals? He took a monster Carlton?
Mark as well.
I'm not convinced. Carlton, I think, they'll scrape in 8.
Yeah, I think Carlton make it. I think they got a good list. I think they make it.
Yep.
I just think, the Crows and last week they got exposed as well. Who did they play last week? And they lost last week, didn't they?
They did.
Carlton, yeah.
Who did they play last week? They played...
Crows didn't get exposed, man. What are you talking about? What are you adding Crows?
They played St Kilda last week.
I said the Crows exposed them 2 weeks ago. And I said also St Kilda beat them last week too. So...
That's right, yeah.
I don't know. I want to see them beat some good sides. So if they beat Brisbane this weekend, then I'll say they're going to make the 8. So
that's it. Yeah, I'm saying top 8.
But West Coast is a yes. They'll be down the bottom for a while. Moving on.
Keep saying yes, guys.
Moving on. This is the first Sunday game we had.
We'll be very, very excited for you, GT, when the West Coast win a game. All right, we'll all get up for you.
We will.
That's right.
We will.
I'll put my West Coast cap on.
How many different team memorabilia do you have, man?
I've got a Freo cap, and I think I've got I don't have a West Coast cap. I never bought a West Coast cap, but I got a Freo cap when I went to the game, and I've got a Richmond scarf. So yeah, I'm all over it.
Oh, jeez, there we go. If Richmond will win, it'd be. Oh, God. All right, so Essendon versus Geelong is the next game. It was a Sunday. It was a pretty, it was 132 to 104. I think it was a pretty comprehensive win for
You never
Cats.
thought Essendon were in it.
Huh?
You never thought Essendon was in this game.
I did at one point. I thought they were going to come back. I saw Stringer scored a goal. They got back to about 24 points, and then, yeah, just... didn't get
They can't play 4 quarters, Essendon.
Yeah, so I mean,
have they been punching above their weight?
Maybe.
I think so. Yeah, that effort from that effort against Collingwood was massive, but yeah, I don't know. Are Geelong really that good?
Well, Tom Hawkins scored 8 goals, won that game. 8 goals, won. He was on fire.
Man.
I mean, that's crazy.
Have you seen the player on him? Zerk Thatcher. He was like a stick, and like Hawkins was next to him. He couldn't go near the ball of Hawkins there. Like this kid was like the most skinniest defender I've ever seen in my life, trying to take out Hawkins. What kind of matchup is that? You know, I would never put. Unbelievable. So
how many did JC kick?
I don't know. I think he kicked a few. I think he kicked 3.
So
Chris,
I got the
how
goals
many
here.
did
So John, he scored 3 goals, 1, which is still good.
3-1?
3-1.
Okay.
So
He's had a quiet day.
You know, Wiedemann Wiedemann, he used to play for Melbourne, plays for the Bombers now. He scored 5 goals, 1. So that's a huge day for Wiedemann. Stringer scored 4 goals. Shearer got 2 goals. O'Henry scored 2 goals. I mean, yeah, but I mean, you know, 8 goals, 1 from Tommy Hawkins. You stop Tommy Hawkins kicking 8 goals, then you win the game. So,
Yeah, the matchup they had on him was just totally wrong.
yeah,
Tagged him.
and Dangerfield's come
Should've
back
tagged
to
him.
good form, you know.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's, because look at that midfield, man. They've got Dangerfield, and after Dangerfield, Guthrie is, I think, injured. You've got Holmes in there. You've got is it Atkins? You've got a bunch of sort of B grade sort of midfielders. Their midfield's not that great. It's just their forward line and their defense really taking them to this level. So
yeah, because like I mean, the highest ball getter for Geelong was Dangerfield at 28 disposals. So other than that, you had Tom Stewart. He plays in the back line, 26. Myers, 24. Jeremy Cameron had 20 disposals, 3 goals. I mean, that's amazing, man, for a player that's a forward.
yeah, he's the best player in the comp.
Yeah, Isaac Smith had 19. He plays on the wing. Holmes had 18. Guthrie had 18. I mean, they're not great midfield, but like they got one great player that can hit the scoreboard, and you know, so I don't know, man. Are Geelong back? I don't know, but
Well, they're back in the 8, and they're looking good.
They are. They're
Yeah,
looking very good.
they are looking good, and yeah, so yeah, they're definitely going to make for me. They're definitely making the finals. Don't know if there's top 4 there. I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But Essendon, I don't know. I think they make it, but maybe like 8th or 7th or something like that. But I don't know. I'm not sure. They look good. They do look good. But I was watching Tip and Woody play the other day, and he had like a bit of a gut. I'm like,
he does. He
oh,
does.
what the heck? He's got a gut.
I noticed that as well. It's like a little beer belly or something.
Yeah. So, look, you know, they're still a good top side. Parrish got 38 disposals. He's still good. So, yeah, it just depends. I don't know. What do you guys reckon?
I think Essendon slip out, man. I don't like their defense, and I don't like their forwards, man. I don't even know. They got no 2 meter Peter's not there, and you know, Laverde, is it Laverde up there? You know what I mean? Like he's not really a forward.
Langford's not too bad.
Yeah, well, look, I don't know. I think they're punching above their weight. I think they're going to slip out. And for Geelong, I think they make the 8, maybe even the top 4.
Yeah. King, what do you reckon?
I agree with Johnny G.
All right, well,
Essendon are making the 8.
because we've done the Adelaide game already, the Richmond game is the last one we're going to look at with Gold Coast. Richmond. What's happened to Richmond? So 72 to 48.
Wow.
Season over, maybe, man.
Gotta
This
be.
was- this was at
How do they come back from this?
This was at Marvel Stadium after the coach said that he doesn't like playing at Marvel Stadium. So he's already
He said that.
Yeah, you've already put like negativity in your game as soon as you say that, and look what happened. So, Gold Coast were too strong. I didn't watch this game.
But why did he want to play there? Marvel's such a beautiful place to play. Like it's a killer stadium. It's
It is. It's fantastic.
The weather doesn't matter there.
No, Richmond's just spoiled, and they just want to play at the MCG all the time, and they don't like going to to Marble. So, yeah,
because they don't play.
That's all it comes down to.
I don't think the MCG should be a I think the MCG should be a neutral ground.
Should be a home ground.
Shouldn't be a home ground because everyone plays the grand final there. So whoever if you like the Crows did in 2017, they finished top, then they had to play Richmond at their home ground, even though they were the home team. Do you know what I mean? And it's not fair. How is that fair? I don't
So
know.
which Melbourne teams is considered MCG's home ground? Is it Carlton, Collingwood, and Richmond?
That's a good question.
Carlton.
Melbourne.
Carlton. No. Carlton's home ground is Marvel, I think.
No,
I think
Essendon.
Or is it
Saints is Marvel. Saints is
Saints?
Marvel.
Essendon is Marvel.
Bulldogs is Marvel.
Bulldogs Marvel.
Bulldogs is Marvel, yes.
I reckon Collingwood Hawthorn.
And then, Collingwood, Hawthorn, Richmond are the all for the MCG. And Melbourne, yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it shouldn't matter. They're both in Melbourne. They're both in Melbourne. They're both good stadiums. Like, I know what's he whinging about.
Like, to go over there.
Oh, it's just a different shaped ground. That's all. But it shouldn't make any difference.
Yeah.
It's still.
But like we're saying about the MCG, to go over there and beat a Victorian team on Grand Final day, you got to play your best footy because it's their home deck. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's why it's unfair a little bit in my opinion. But that's just
100%. It's unfair. It should be. It should be every year. It's already determined to play at some ground. Like this year the grand final, no matter what, it's going to be at Adelaide Oval. Or this year, no matter what, it's going to be at Optus Stadium. This year, no matter what, it's going to be at the Gabba. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's how it should be, man. Because then, it gives it. Yep. It's a fair thing. But there's too many corporates that will miss out if it's at a stadium with less seats. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about money, mate. At the end of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
We have Chris Beach reckons we use MCG and Marvel as our home grounds. MCG for the bigger games and Marvel for other. So
so it must be really all Melbourne teams are probably in the same boat. Probably. So
I think more play I think Collingwood play less at Marvel. We don't really see them as much at Marvel than others.
Collingwood's always at the G.
Yeah, that's right. So. Oh, the King is gone again. He's gone.
But Gold Coast, man, good on Gold Coast in this game, eh?
I reckon.
No, Took Miller. They got heaps of injuries themselves, man, and to beat a team like Richmond and Melbourne is huge. So
it is.
Yeah. I'll get some stats up before we go. So the players. So Toronto had 32 disposals, 1 goal. Very good game. Toronto for Jaden Shaw had 32 disposals, and Anderson 32 for Gold Coast. McPherson had 31 for Gold Coast. Rowell had 26. I think Rowell is not as what I thought. Rowell would be in the 30s, all the time, but he's not anymore.
Ever since his major injury, it's taken a bit of time to get back to his first. Season play, so
Lukosius had a bit of a quiet game when he had 12 touches, but they did what they had to do, and they won. Goals, who's kicked the most goals? So
Roy Atkins come in Roy Atkins had his first game for Gold Coast for a while, and he had a killer game.
Was he the guy that used to play for the Crows?
Yeah. The Rat. It's from the Rat.
Yeah, 25 disposals we had, so he had a good game. So for goals, Ben King scored 4 goals. So
he's a good player, man.
Yeah, and Holman had 2 goals. Apart from that, nothing else, man. Richmond look like Dustin Martin only had 19 disposals. Just don't look like a team, man. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no Lynch, no Richmond, man. So they're going to turn it around, lads. Get back in finals contentions or not?
Nah, I think they're finished.
Yeah, I think this year there's just too many good teams this year. So
Richmond's had their time, man. They had their time. They had their dynasty. It's time for for new blood. So Richmond are finished, but it's a big backfire because they bought those players in Hopper and Taranto, and look where they are now. So
Yeah.
you had them in your top 4, I reckon.
I think I did. I always had high expectations. That's one of my biggest predictions I got wrong this year. So
I think you had them for the flag as well. You might have.
yeah,
You did.
The flag. Far out.
I know, big.
Anyway, that concludes round 7. I've got the ladder here, guys. So the ladder is Collingwood after that 1-point win against the Crows on top of the ladder. They sit outright on top on 24 points. Then second is Melbourne. St Kilda is third. Brisbane, Lions, and Port Adelaide all on 20 points, but percentage is keeping them separate. And then 6 is Carlton. Geelong is 7th. And the Crows have gone down to 8th. So they're still in the 8th. They're still going to be happy with that, Johnny G. Essendon, who were up the top, have slid to 9th now. So they're at 9th. Bulldogs 10th. Sydney 11th. GWS 12th. Gold Coast Suns 13th. Fremantle 14th. North Melbourne 15th. Richmond are 16th. Hawthorn are 17th. And the West Coast Eagles round out number 18. So there we have
How
that.
fast you can fall from, 2nd or 4th down to 9th in one round.
Well, that's it.
The ladder is shaping up now. So yeah, Richmond's the biggest surprise on that table for sure.
I did have the tipping ladder, but I don't have it anymore. So sorry, guys, I won't be able to show you that tonight. But I know that I'm 21st, and Dougie went down to 8th, which she's not happy about.
It's still a long season. I don't know how many rounds it is. Is it 24 or 25?
Yeah, there is. So Amanda was first, and then.
So is there 24 rounds this year?
24, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Wow.
So I'm actually 2 behind Johnny now. 2 behind you.
There's still 17 games to go. It's unbelievable. So plenty of footy, plenty of points, and
that's it.
I just want to say I'm really enjoying my footy.
Yeah,
good.
Loving it too.
It's been great.
Really enjoying my footy.
All right. Well, since I don't have the tipping ladder in front of me, we'll go straight into the tipping of the game. So the first game is on Friday night. Lions versus Carlton. Who are you going for, guys?
Where's it played?
Marvel Stadium.
Marvel.
I'm on the Doggies.
Doggies.
Hey?
Doggies. They play.
No.
Carlton Brisbane.
Versus Lions.
Oh. Jeez.
Take it easy, Johnny G. Far out.
Carlton Lions, that changes it. I'm going to go...
At Marvel.
Oh, Jesus. That's 50-50, man. That's 50-50. I'm going to go Lions just because Carlton are coming back from the West. That's it.
That's it.
Where are you going to go? King of the North?
I'm going Carlton. I'm going to be solid 100% Carlton on this one.
You got to go Carlton. Look, I think it's a 50-50 match, man.
I'm going to go Carlton too, just for the home ground. But it's not. I've got to see who's the ins first, so it's not 100%. But yeah, Carlton.
This confirms Carlton's home ground is Marvel because it's on a Friday night. Wouldn't the MCG
That's right.
be free as well?
Yeah, true.
Exactly. Yep.
True. Anyway, next game, guys. Next game is the Tigers on Saturday afternoon versus the Eagles. What a Hess game this is going to be. So,
is that in Melbourne?
Yeah, it's in the MCG.
Yep. MCG.
Oh, if Richmond can't win this, then God help them. It's Richmond.
Forget them. Yep. Richmond for me too.
I'm going to go West Coast Eagles, man. I reckon they're going to get a rocket up the arse and go, nah, we have to win this. They play well at MCG. They'll play well there. So
I better see you tip them in your tip, man.
Well, I could go. Subject to change. All right.
Subject to change.
No Zorko. Hear this. No Zorko. No Rich, who have dominated for us for the last 13 years. So I'm backing us to do it. There you go
Oh, I
for
didn't know.
Carlton.
I didn't know those 2 outs. Well, that might change my opinion. So
Yeah. Is that Carl? How you going? Is that Carl's in the chat? There you go, mate.
Carl,
All right.
g'day.
So the next one is the big blockbuster that I can't wait for. The Cats versus the Crows at the Cattery. Oh, what are you going to do here?
What do they say? You can't beat the Cats at the Cattery.
am I going first?
I'll go
You're
first.
going
you want.
first, yeah.
No, you go first. You are the guy.
You are the guy in the Port scarf.
No, Crows win this one. I think we match up very well against. I think we're going to be too quick for Geelong. If we can bring up the pressure, and look, if we can just stop the big boys up top, there's a lot of ifs, I know, but I've got to stick with my Crow boys here. I think we'll win. We'll get the chocolates. We'll bounce back.
Got King of the North. What do you reckon? Or are you frozen again?
No. I'm going to go for the Crows as well. And the reason is that I think they're just too fast. I think last week's game against Collingwood was just they blew it. They threw it away and they blew it themselves. So they'll want to be putting up a really good performance against the top side, and just to show that they're up there in the top 4.
I'll tell you right now, if Crows want to be recognised, I'm telling you, you go beat Geelong at Geelong.
Yep.
You will be recognised.
What you got to do? That's what you got to do.
I've said it on here before. No one beats Geelong at Geelong, and it's not going to be any different. Sorry, Johnny, but the Crows are going to get dismantled, and they're going to come crashing down, and it's going to be the start of your demise to the bottom to the bottom 4. It's
To the bottom 4.
Bottom 4. All right.
All right, I'm being a bit too harsh there, but not bottom 4. But so
dear.
So yeah, guys. I don't think they'll beat Geelong, but if the Cats win by about, I'll say 18 points. 3 goals.
18 goals.
No, 18. No. We'll see if the Crows can win. I'll be impressed.
You'll wear a Crows scarf and lipstick.
No, I'm not wearing nothing. But yeah, anyway, we'll see.
You have to get your face painted as a crow.
No, I'm not. No. Anyway, next one. The Suns versus the Demons. It's at Gold Coast. It's in Gold Coast.
This is going to be a pretty good game. Gold Coast play really well at home. So
I'm going to say Melbourne just because how good they are, but I would not be surprised if Gold Coast wins.
Yeah, I'm the same, man. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Melbourne, but I wouldn't be surprised at an upset here.
Yeah.
Melbourne for me too.
Yeah. Interesting. The next game is another hard one, guys, which I can't pick right now. But it's the GWS Giants versus the Bulldogs. It's at where is it? It's in
Canberra.
It's in GWS.
GWS land. What do you guys think of this one? This one's a tough one because GWS looks good. Bulldogs look okay. I'm gonna go GWS. It's just for the home.
I'm gonna go to doggies, but not confidently.
So I'm going to go GWS for 2 in a row.
This looks like a hard week for tipping, man.
It is hard.
It does.
It is. Even the next game's hard. All right, so GWS, Bulldogs. Is that right, guys? You went GWS? Go.
GWS, yeah.
Get 0 this week.
All right, the next one's Dockers versus the Hawks on Saturday night. What a Hess game this is going to be.
Where's this in Freo land?
This is in in
Yep.
Perth. Yep.
Oh, damn, man. I'm gonna go Hawthorn.
Oh, that's hard, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I think Hawthorn.
I'm gonna tip Hawthorn as well.
Far out. Can't believe I'm tipping Hawthorn in Freo in Perth, but yeah, I'm going to go Hawthorn as well.
Jeez, three Hawthorn.
Wow, we've just put 10 kilos on the jockey's back. So
Jeez. Yeah, no, definitely Hawthorn. I think Dockers they're terrible at the moment.
if they fall over, then it's our fault because we put too much weight on them. So
the next game is my team, the mighty Port Adelaide versus the Bombers. It's going to be a bit of a test to see. Both teams are going to be a test. Like whoever comes out of this one, like Essendon want to go back into the 8. Port want to solidify itself in the top 8. So it's at home. I think Port get the chocolates because it's at home for me. So I'm going to tip Port, but it's going to be a tough one. Won't be easy.
yep.
Port will be favourites, obviously, because it's a home ground thing, but I don't know, man.
They played well in Adelaide, Essendon against Collingwood.
No, against Melbourne they played well.
Against
Melbourne.
Right. Was that at Adelaide Oval?
Yeah, that was the gather round. Yeah.
I'm just thinking of the matchups. I think Essendon are very quick. And that's the one thing Essendon got going, their pressure and their speed, a bit like the Crows.
Yeah.
I'm going to get up the Bombers. They're going to win.
Oh, my God.
What day is that fall on?
Sunday.
Jeez, watch along?
Depends on how we recover from the birthday party we're going to. But
I need to find a Bombers.
I'm going to go Port, and we'll see which game we watch along.
We'll see
What time's that game?
12:40.
I could do the watch along.
Oh my God. just to give me shit. If we lose, oh my God.
That's it. It could be the biggest revenge of the week, Johnny G.
Can't we do a Crows one and a Port one this weekend? I reckon we can pull it off.
Probably can.
When have we got Crows? Saturday night. Saturday afternoon.
Afternoon. I think me and Chris are not working.
Depends. Yeah. Well, what time is it?
Yeah, I can do that. 2:20, 2:10.
We'll see how we go.
Melbourne time.
We'll see how we go. We won't confirm it yet, but we'll talk about it during the week, and we'll confirm it. Mm-hmm. All right. So next game is Pies versus the Swans. It is at the MCG. I don't think Collingwood's losing at the MCG to the Swans. So
no,
Collingwood for me.
I don't think so either. Collingwood.
Yeah.
I'm going to Swannies.
No, you're not.
This is the upset of the round.
Ah.
Wow.
Okay.
Swans are going to get up here. Collingwood have been riding their luck. They're battered. They're losing this one.
There you go, guys.
Yep.
You heard it here first. All right, and then the last game of the round will be the Kangaroos versus the Saints at Marvel Stadium.
Another flogging.
I think St Kilda are going to bounce back from last week and give North Melbourne, a bit of a flogging.
Yep.
That's an easy one.
I think this is the week of upset, lads. Crows winning, Sydney winning, the Bombers winning, and North winning. North Melbourne.
North Melbourne winning.
Are you kidding? Kidding.
I think they play well at Marvel as well, and
they go all right at Marvel. Yeah, they do.
Johnny G's asking for the bottom of the ladder. That's what he's asking for.
Wow.
Jeez. All right. Well,
you better go and put 10. Better go and do a multi and put 10 on those tips as well, Johnny G, just in case.
you You even said West Coast are winning in Melbourne, so that'd be another big. This is the weekend for roughies, man. I'm telling you.
That's it. Yeah.
Well, guys, it's been a great show. I know we gave you a lot of shit, Johnny G, but look, you're a champ. You wore the scarf.
Oh, is the show over? Oh,
The show's pretty over. There you go. The port scarf's off, but you did well. He's
I feel free. I feel free. I need to go get a tetanus shot or something.
Oh my god! But guys, make sure you check out our merch, guys. HFDmerch.myspreadshop.com.au. Find all our merch there. Helps us out. But guys, it was a great show. We will be back with a podcast on Wednesday, and all podcasts. Me and KP will be back doing that, and probably do a watch along. We'll let you guys know. Just make sure you hit the bell for all notifications. If you haven't done so then you know exactly when we're going live and that. So and yeah, guys, look, it's been great. Johnny G, good luck for next week. I hope it doesn't go well for you, because I'll be laughing again next week if the Crows lose and Port win. But then again, you'd be laughing at me. So if we lose, so if it's the other way around,
if we beat Geelong and you lose to the Bombers, how big of a podcast that will be?
Oh no, I'll be devastated. I'll be devastated.
Johnny G, 9 out of 9 from GT, 100%, brother.
There you go. But guys,
Well done, GG23.
Well, I want to put this back on because I love these guys, but
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. I love them, man. I love them. But
loving the footy, loving the podcast, and good banter, and it's always good between us and Port Adelaide. So
that's it, guys. That's it. That's how you want to be, guys. Just friendly banter. That we still love each other, still good mates, and that's all that matters at the end. So, guys, if you're brand new to the show, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Guys, have a good night and go the power this weekend. Good luck to all your teams.
Go the Blues.
And we'll see you next time, guys. Stay hunky.
Stay hunky.